Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome back to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop! Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the gas. Alright, today we're looking at a Fisher & Paykel dryer, and this is a top load dryer. The complaint is it stopped in the middle of a cycle and just wouldn't do anything, and when we opened the lid, the drum here, this lid that comes and shuts, was closed. We had to manually rotate it to get it open. So what we're going to do is open it up and take a look. Actually, what we found was a broken belt. So we already had this open, saw the belt was broken. We've already inspected to make sure that nothing caused the belt to break. So as far as we can see, pulleys and everything were fine. No sharp edges or anything that caused the belt to break. So it just looks like the belt wore out and broke. So for this repair, we're going to replace the belt.
You will need the following tools before you begin this repair: a Phillips screwdriver.
All right, the first thing we got to do is lift up the top of this unit, the lid, and there's going to be these two little covers that we need to remove to gain access to the screws. Use a flat head here and remove these. All right, so there's two Phillips screws that we have to remove now. And now we can lift up on the lid here. All right, so here we have our harness from our control board to our user interface, which are already unattached here. Just one tab that holds it here and through this hole in the cabinet, and then the wires come through this clip and attach the harness or the molex connector here to the board. So we're going to get rid of all that, and then we're going to remove this lid completely. There's these two tabs here that we need to press in on to release it from the back panel. And now we can remove this whole lid assembly. Okay, so to remove our front panel here, there's two screws at the top that we need to remove, two Phillips. And now we can, this wraps around the front, and there's like a lip back here we need to kind of pull out on the panel like that to release it on each side. And we can tip our front panel back here. It's got feet that sit on tabs on the bottom, and there's a ground wire down here that attaches to our front panel. So we're just gonna release that, and now we can set our front panel off to the side as well. All right, next we're gonna need to remove our control board panel here, cover. And then we're gonna need to remove some of our wire harnesses here, so that we can remove the whole drum assembly from the cabinet. So the first one we're going to remove is right here. We're also going to need to remove this ground wire for it. And then we're just going to pull that straight out of the board. Right. And the next one is going to be this brown harness right here. Along with its ground, like that. All right, now that we got our wires disconnected, we can remove the whole drum assembly from the cabinet here. To do that, we're just going to tip it forward, and we're going to lift it up and out. All right, so we need to roll the drum forward to disengage the door grabber assembly here. There we go. Got that disengaged, and now we're going to be removing our door grabber assembly. We need to release this wire harness from the control board over here. And then there's going to be two tabs on the back here that we need to push in on to release it from the cabinet. We're going to push in and then lift up. Push in and lift up. Now we can remove this whole assembly. And just to show, the belt goes on the right side of the drum here. You can kind of see the groove on the drum that it's been riding on. So that's what happens. The belt's broke and now it's missing, but this is where the proper placement for the belt is. All right, so we need to go ahead and flip this over onto its top. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is remove our idler pulley assembly here. We need to push down on one side here to release the tabs, and then we'll pull out slightly on the bottom here where the tabs go in. And now we can just remove it and lift it off of here. All right, so now we have the unit laid down on its side, and the correct side would be so that the motor's here down at the bottom. And the next step here is gonna remove our bottom bracket. There's gonna be one screw, and then we can pull this down and remove it from the tab and the hole that the tab goes in on this side over here. All right, next we're gonna need to remove this side panel. And to do that, there's 3 support brackets here, here, and here. And there's 2 screws on each one, so 6 screws total that we need to remove now. These are Phillips. And then there's 2 over here. These are Phillips or 5/16. And you can see here that the ground wire is attached to that one, so we'll have to put that back. All right, and there's a bracket here on that one that comes off, and you can see the tab here goes through the hole at the top so that we know how to put it back later. And now we can remove this whole side panel up and off of the drum here. All right, next we need to remove the 5mm Allen wrench screw for the bearing cover. All right, now our drum will come straight up and off. All right, we're gonna take our new belt and we're just gonna lay it here. And now we can put our drum back on. All right, now we can replace our bearing cover with the Allen wrench screw, 5mm, and there's a washer here that if you did not take it out, you know, and when you're moving the drum, if it didn't come off of there, that's where it goes back, is right there. All right, now we can replace our side panel, and good idea if you haven't already, remove the lint filter here. Making sure everything lines up properly. And now we can go ahead and reinstall all of our screws along with our bracket over here and ground wire. All right.
All right, next we can replace our panel bracket. We're just gonna take this tab and align it in the slot on this side. Swing it over. And reattach our screw. All right, so we're just gonna take our belt. We're gonna make sure that the side with the grooves is against the drum. We're gonna make sure it's flat and smooth all the way around. And we're just gonna take it and put it onto our motor shaft here. Okay, just like that. All right, now we can replace our idler pulley. So make sure the belt goes on each pulley. And then we're going to clip the one side back here first. Then we're going to come down here and push down on this and clip that back into place. Now we're ready to put the whole drum assembly back into the cabinet. You can see in the back there's two slots or two footers that the back legs are going to go into. What we want to do, just like we took it out, we're going to put the front feet in the front footers first, and then we'll tip it back, and the back will set in place. So to do that, we'll go ahead and tip the unit forward and slide it into position. All right, so what we want here is the front feet to go on these footers. We have this moon-shaped part of the drum assembly, and it goes on the circular part of the cabinet. So that allows us to set it in place and swivel it, and then set it back in place. And as we're doing that, we want to make sure that our air duct assembly here and everything, and the heat element is going to line up correctly. So we're gonna just tip it back and make sure that the back feet go in the slots like they're supposed to. All right, just like that. All right, next we can reconnect all of our wire harnesses here. All right. Next, we'll reinstall our door grabber assembly. You could reinstall this before you get this in the cabinet. It's your choice. And what we got here, there's these two tabs that are going to go into the two slots on the drum assembly there. And then the top, those tabs we released earlier, we're just going to push down and lock them in place. Like that, and then we'll reconnect our wire harness to our control board. All right, now we're gonna rotate our drum assembly to number one, make sure that the belt's tracking properly, which it's probably a good idea to do this before you put the grabber assembly back on. But the other thing is it's gonna unlock our door for us, engage our door grabber here as well. So. All right, so when this is the tab here, on the door that this grabber assembly is going to grab onto, you can see the tab down underneath here. So once it gets close here, we're going to put this down and allow it to slide into there, which will grab our door and open it. All right. All right, now with all of our wire harnesses reattached, we're going to put the control cover back on. I just have a tab here. Once we get the back in position, just comes down and clips into place. All right, we're just gonna reattach our ground wire back on the front panel there. All right, so reinstall our 2 screws. All right, now we're just gonna replace our top lid assembly. Take our 2 tabs on the back here and put them back through the slots so they snap and lock into place there. And we're just going to take the wire harness and clip it into the panel here, and then bring our harness up here and plug it into the board. And take the wires and retuck them underneath the clip here. All right. All right, last thing to do is just bring the lid assembly down. And we just have to get it all lined up here. Done. All right, just gotta reinstall our 2 Phillips screws. And then our 2 covers. Alright, so before we reattach the top panel here all the way, we're going to start it up and run it through a cycle so we can watch it. So we're going to start it up on any cycle, press start. And that will complete your repair.
Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.